All right, I'm going to talk about section 10.8, surface area of pyramids. Continuing on our current theme of surface area of all kinds of 3D shapes. I'm going to do my best to draw a pyramid, but I'm not making any promises because pyramids are one of my hardest shapes to draw. Oh, actually, this one turned out okay. And remember that a pyramid has a base down at the bottom, and then it has 4 triangles that kind of lead up to a point. We have 2 different kinds of pyramids. We have ones with a square base, and we have a rectangular base. Let's take a look at a quick example using our net theory in order to find the surface area. Because remember that when we're finding the surface area, we're really looking for the covering of each of these sides, all 4 triangles, as well as the bottom, the triangle behind, and the triangle behind there. Almost as if we were trying to cover it in mirror or tile. We'd want to know how much tile or mirror to buy. So if I take my pyramid, in this case a square base pyramid, I can lay it flat, and it kind of looks like this. And the measurements of my pyramid on this case are going to be that our side is going to be 6 centimeters, and the other measurement that we often get for pyramids we call slant height. So I get side and slant height. And the slant height is the height of this triangle. And if I were to find it on my pyramid up here, it would be from the top kind of laying down the side of each triangle. And because of the shape of the pyramid, the slant height is always going to be the same on all 4 of our faces. So it kind of works out kind of convenient for us. So in this case, if I want to find the total area, I have 5 pieces. So I'm going to need to add up all of my triangles in addition to the base. So I could write my area total is going to be equal to triangle 1 plus triangle 2 plus triangle 3 plus triangle 4 plus the base. Now my triangle in this case, it has a base of 6 centimeters because that's the side of the square that I'm working with, and it has a slant height of 4 centimeters. I forgot to write that. So my triangle, if I were to pull it out and look at it, its base is 6 centimeters, and its slant height is 4 centimeters. And my area of a triangle, recall, is 1/2 base times height, which is going to work out pretty easily for me. So my triangle 1 is going to be 1/2 base, 6 centimeters, times 4. 6 times 4 is 24, times 1/2 is going to be equal to 12. Well, if 1's equal to 12, they're all equal to 12. Not 14, 12. Lastly, I have my base. Well, in this case, I have a square as my base, and the area of a square is side squared, which is easy for me to use because my base in this case is going to be 6 centimeters. So I just have 6 squared, which is 36. Now I can add up all my total numbers that I have to get my total surface area. 12 and 12 is 24, times 2 is 48. So I have 48 and 36, which is like 50 and 34, which is 84 total area. 84 centimeters squared. Now, it would take a long time if we had to build this every single time. So we're going to use the formula, and we're going to test out our formula and see if that gives us the same answer as we had before. The surface area that I've got of any pyramid, and what's interesting about this formula, I think my light is flickering a little bit. About this formula is this works for rectangular pyramids and square pyramids because of a piece inside the formula. Let's take a look at it. It says 1/2 times the perimeter times the slant height plus the base. So we have 2 parts to this. We have our base, And we have 1/2 times perimeter times slant height. What's interesting about the perimeter here is that it's kind of the perimeter of all of the bases of the triangle that we're going to be looking at. And that represents all 4 triangles at once. So even if it's a rectangular pyramid or a square pyramid, it's still going to be exactly the same. So in this case, let's see how we would use this for the shape that we have above, the pyramid we've been looking at, times the perimeter. Well, the perimeter in this case is 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, because I'm really looking for the perimeter of my base, and because that's going to be all of the bases of the triangles added up. Whereas if I had a rectangular pyramid, I would have 2 different things added together. It might be 6 and 6 and 4 and 4 or something like that. But this time it can be 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, because remember the perimeter is the area, the kind of walking all the way around as though I was building a fence, times the slant height, which is 4, plus my base. And then this means my base area, so it's going to be 6 times 6, because the area of a square is s squared. So I'm going to write 6 squared. Simplifying all this out, this is going to be 1/2 times 24 times 4 plus 36. 24 times 4 is 48. Is times 2, and that would be 106, I think. Let me check to make sure I don't make any mistakes. I'm going to pull up my calculator. 24 times 4 is 96. I was right. 96, 1/2 times 96 plus 36. 96 times 0.5 is equal to 48. 48 plus 36, is the same as I had before. And that's going to give me 84 centimeters squared. So again, this is the formula that I'm going to be doing. And remember that this perimeter is the perimeter of the base. Not the perimeter of all the triangles, which would take much longer to calculate. Go ahead and good luck. And if you have any questions, ask me, a friend, or an adult.